Hello, hello, hello. You have tuned in literally to Let's Do Lunch with AARP and ElderSource, who hosts this monthly program. You have tuned in, and we are glad that you are here. I am Justine Conley, the Associate State Director for North Florida.
Hello, and I'm Linda Levin, CEO of ElderSource, the Area Agency on Aging and the Aging Disability Resource Center for Northeast Florida.
For the past 9 months, AARP has held this program each month to bring you not only fun, but informative programming that keeps you healthy, keeps you informed, and help you have information that is going to be beneficial. And so today is no different than that. But we are so glad that you're here to Let's Do Lunch.
You know, Justine, I have enjoyed each and every guest we've had on this program every month. And this month, I think, will be just as enjoyable and informative.
Absolutely.
Our guest today is Danielle Porter, a music therapist with Brooks Rehab in Jacksonville. Welcome, Danielle. Tell us a little bit about yourself and the work that you do.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for having me on the program. I'm really glad to be chatting with both of you today. This is a fantastic program. So I thought I'd start with kind of a fun fact. My primary instrument in college was clarinet. However, that's not something I utilize usually in my practice. I mainly play guitar, keyboard, and auto harp for my clinical work. Started working for Brooks about 6 years ago, and since then my role has really just morphed over time, and now I get to wear 2 hats. I provide music therapy at various Brooks locations, and I also advocate for and kind of shepherd the growth of music therapy services for our company. And when I'm in clinical mode, I use music to promote changes in brain and behavior functioning in persons with neuro conditions such as stroke, brain injury, Parkinson's, and spinal cord injury.
Wow. Thank you. So I have a couple of questions all in one. Okay.
Okay.
So what is music therapy and how did this field come about? And as a music therapist, what do you do?
Those are all awesome questions. Those are all loaded. I love it. So writings as early as like Aristotle and Plato have cited the therapeutic qualities of music. We all know that music is powerful, and it's, you know, it holds a different power to everybody. Well, during World War II, bedside musicians who played for veterans at hospitals realized that they weren't qualified to handle the psychological needs of the patients. And from that came a music therapy curriculum. The first college to have it was Michigan State in 1944.
Wow.
So to answer the other part of your question, whenever I explain music therapy to my clients, I tell them, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to teach you how to be a musician or a singer, but I'm here to use music as the medium to help you to reach your goals. And so clinically defined, music therapy is the use of evidence-based interventions to address physical, cognitive, social, and psychological needs in persons of varying ages and abilities. And so music therapists engage clients in, it could be singing, moving to music, instrument play, songwriting, lyric analysis, and even music-assisted relaxation. And part of our job is to assess clients, develop treatment plans, and engage in ongoing evaluation. And then we also collaborate with interdisciplinary team members like speech therapists, occupational therapists, and physical therapists.
Wow, I had no idea.
So interesting. That is so interesting. So Danielle, why do you think music is so powerful? What are some of the psychological outcomes of listening to music and engaging with music?
Yeah, I think music is powerful for 2 main reasons. One, It can globally activate our brains. And two, it's deeply embedded in our culture. We share a lot of positive associations with music, like events, people, or places. It can be something as simple as a song that you dance to at your wedding, or a song that reminds you of a lullaby your mother used to sing you when you were little. We have these very, very strong associations and emotions that are tied to those associations as well. When it comes to music listening, some of the psychological outcomes include like anxiety reduction, stress reduction. It can even reduce your perception of pain, and of course, enhance your mood too.
Listen, I am learning so much, and like Linda said, every person we get to interview and talk to in this conversation each month, I learn so much. So I'm thinking. How does engaging music help someone's brain or memory, or is it true that it can have, I think you mentioned cognitive functions as well?
Yes, I did mention that. And yes, it can help. Shorter answer, yes, it can help someone's memory. And music and memory have a special relationship. I've read a few studies that proven that adults with cognitive impairment who engage in like consistent music listening can improve not only their memory, but their mood, sleep, and other executive cognitive functionings. And then with music therapy, a person with dementia can improve their arousal and attention. We're able to stimulate like deep regions of the brain. And this kind of opens the door for recall of memories. And then additionally, we can see breakthroughs like in language with people who maybe were previously nonverbal. The music kind of, again, it opens up that door, and some of those folks end up singing and talking and communicating a lot better.
So powerful.
I'll give one example really quickly. I remember when my mom was in her last days and she had dementia, and she was in her last days. And I remember visiting her by her bedside, and I started singing the old hymns that she liked. She came alive like never before, like nothing was wrong. And it was all because music that was already in her, and we tapped into it with the old songs that she loved. So I've watched it be operative and helpful for folks, just personally from
a firsthand experience. There's nothing better than that, especially with a loved one, to just kind of see them be their old selves again.
Mm-hmm. Music's so powerful, and even for people without dementia, like you said, it triggers a memory. Every time sunrise, sunset comes up, I think of dancing on my dad's feet as a little girl, and we still dance to it, and
Aww.
89, and it's wonderful. But it's that emotion that it evokes, even from early childhood, right? So powerful. Thanks for sharing your story, Justine.
You're welcome. This has been really important.
Mm-hmm. And
it goes with that right with our topic today. And so as we look at and think about, not just music for people who are with dementia, but how about learning an instrument? Does that help with a person's memory or brain function? And if someone doesn't play an instrument, how might they use music to improve their physical wellness? How might they do that?
Yeah. Not everybody is talented enough to play an instrument, and that's okay. Music is still beneficial for those who don't play an instrument, and I'll get to that in just a second. But I just want to mention, how complex playing an instrument is when you really think about it. It involves, motor and sensory. And, you think about it, you have to use your hands to touch or finger an instrument, your eyes to read the music, your ears to perceive what you're playing. And then, of course, your frontal lobe kind of plans and organizes all these skills together. So playing an instrument is like one of the best things that you can do for your brain, because it gives you that global activation. And so, I learned recently that musicians' brains age more slowly, resulting in less shrinkage. And we know this shrinkage to just common with, typical aging. So it kind of makes sense that playing a musical instrument throughout the lifespan is associated with a lower risk of developing dementia. So it's pretty amazing, right?
Is it too late for me to learn an instrument now to keep the brain
Okay,
from?
great question.
I just thought, whoa.
I don't think it's ever too late to learn something new, right?
It's not too late. So do not fear if you've never played an instrument, because studies have shown that older adults who learn to play an instrument can still have improvement in the cognitive skills of like attention, reasoning, processing speed. The only, caveat is that the benefits are not as long lasting as, if you had started playing in childhood. But if you continually engage in it, you will reap those benefits.
So it's never too late.
Never too late.
I'm getting free help today. So I'm throwing us all off, but I was like, okay.
And so let's say someone doesn't play an instrument, right? And they might not go out and try to go learn an instrument right now. How might they use music to improve their physical wellness?
And that's a great question. Not all of us are interested in taking up an instrument and such, but there's a lot of physiological benefits from music. Music can get us pumped up, or it can instill a sense of calm. So music can impact heart rate, blood pressure. It can regulate serotonin levels. It can decrease cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone. It can increase dopamine, which is like our feel-good hormone, which in turn impacts mood. And when we exercise, so that's one way you can utilize music. Music can actually improve our blood flow, which is very necessary for our muscles and our organs to operate at that intense level. And then additionally, music can impact our endurance as well. So like maybe, without music, you can only lift 10 repetitions, but with music, you can do 3 sets of 10 reps, you're able, the perception of you being able to do more improves, and you're motivated by the rhythm. And that's the other thing I wanted to say too, is, the rhythmicity of music can help to synchronize and coordinate our movements.
What a great point. I know I use music when I do my workout. If I'm not doing music, it's just, first of all, boring as heck. And who wants to be bored during a workout? It's hard enough. So that music really does help motivate, and I totally get what you're saying about it. Are there positive effects from being a member in a choir or a music group? What about that?
Yeah, sure. Yes, definitely. The most notable outcomes are, enhanced social interaction and decreased feelings of isolation. And there's actually a really neat organization I learned about a couple of years ago called New Horizons. And they have performing groups all over the country, specifically comprised of older adults. And there are about 6 to 8 groups here in Florida. I want to say the closest one that I know of is in Gainesville. And it's just really neat because it's just a performing ensemble of string and wind instruments, and it's a fantastic opportunity to kind of dust off the old axe and get back into making music.
One time we do a walking program with the park services, and we had a drumming group come, and everyone had drums. And if you could have seen from the little children to the older folks with these drums, and just kind of, it changed it. If the mood was here, it went off the charts. So we know that music has a real implication for all of our lives. So how can we use it in our everyday lives, and not just, folks who play, but how can we use it in our everyday lives to affect us?
So, in my personal life, I listen to music a lot. Both my husband and I are musicians, and we just have music on all the time. But I like to use it when I'm cooking and cleaning, exercising, especially on road trips. Those are great times to turn it on. You can also listen to music to help you relax and wind down after a long day. There's also a lot of research with like meditation and music that has additional benefits with decreasing anxiety and perception of pain. So that's another great thing you can do. If you have a stressful or uncomfortable or potentially painful event that might be coming, like let's say you're going to the dentist or something and you're going to get a procedure and that's not going to feel so good, you can, think ahead, make a playlist of your favorite songs, and then have that ready to go, kind of help you to cope with what's going on. And then, another thing, I just keep beating this over the head, but it's never too late to learn to play an instrument or to sing. So just joining some kind of, casual performing ensemble is great to incorporate into your life.
Years ago, I had to go in for MRI or something, and because it was close to my neck, I just felt panicked, and so they had to do the procedure, and so they couldn't turn the light out, and I had to close my eyes, but I sang the whole time to keep calm. And so I had to do it twice in that same day, two different times. And so the second time I calmed down. So singing calmed me all the way down. And so the second time I didn't have to sing. And so the technician said, "I missed your singing."
No one would say that to me.
Pardon me?
No one would say that to me. But that's great that worked for you. Isn't that wonderful?
What did you sing, Justine?
Pardon me?
What song did you sing, Justine?
I sang whatever came to my mind, songs that have deep, sometimes spiritual meaning, songs that are upbeat, songs that are fun. I used to do a song called "Wow Women Do and They Don't Regret It," and then I would sing it higher and higher and higher. So it just depends.
Keep it up. We're going to ask you to sing.
No.
Keep it up. We're going to ask you to sing, Justine, on our next program.
That's right.
No, I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to sing.
So, Danielle, before our next question, I want to remind viewers that if there's a song that invokes a memory or there's a special way they use music, to put it in the chat. We'd love to hear from you and share with each other as well. So while we wait for viewers to share with us, Danielle, what about caregivers? How can caregivers use music?
Oh, that's a great question. Happy to share info on that. Going back to that preferred music, if we can get that individual listening to music from a defined period in their life, that may increase reminiscence. And the defined period is like any time that we've basically been impressionable, right? So like maybe our early 20s, up to our 30s, that's going to be like the sweet spot. So choosing music from that sweet spot, those are going to have the strongest responses. And then, caregivers can even try some like finish the lyric examples just to jumpstart some verbalizations. So I'm going to give you a quick example since I got my guitar handy here. So we do this, we actually use this technique with quite a few populations in the music therapy world, but we play a little bit of the song first so that the patient can understand what the song is and kind of refresh their memory, and then we try to leave out some of the words for them to fill in. So this is something caregivers can try at home. They don't have to play guitar, they can just sing. So I might do something like this, and you ladies, if you want to help me fill in the blanks, that would be even better. Okay? You are my sunshine, my only
sunshine.
You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Very nice.
Thank you, Danielle, because that's a song I would sing to my children when they were little. And again, memory. It evoked a memory, and it was wonderful. We do have a viewer who shared that when her dad, who has Alzheimer's disease, lived with her, he hated getting in the shower.
Wow.
I was just getting to that. Oh my gosh.
Yes. And when his nurse would come to help bathe him, she she made life easier for everyone and put speakers in the shower and played his favorite music. He liked 50s rock and roll, like Bill Haley in the comments. But
I love Bill Haley.
And I mean, helped with a basic task to make it easier for him and for the caregiver. What a great idea. What a wonderful way to do it.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for the comment on that. That's something that is a fantastic idea, because for some reason, a lot of people with dementia, they have this fear of getting in the shower. I don't know if it has to do with water temperature or what it is. I've seen it a lot throughout the different jobs I've worked at. And so, yes, I have seen a lot of caregivers kind of use music as a way to transition to things that are either fear-evoking for those folks or just uncomfortable or not part of their routine. So whether that's getting dressed in the morning, whether that's taking a shower, whether that's walking down to the dining room, whether that's meeting a new person, like trying to use music as that thing that like branches that uncomfortability, unanticipation of the routine. And then, music can be used too to help reduce and redirect like agitated behaviors. A lot of people have dementia, they have the sundowning at the end of the day. And so, a caregiver might try to use music maybe right before that sundowning period to try to, offset some of those maybe exit-seeking behaviors or just agitated behaviors. And then, I always say people just need to just use music however it moves you. For some people, that's chair dancing. Do a dance in the chair with, in the wheelchair with your loved ones, just however it moves you. Music isn't owned by anybody. It's made to be appreciated. So, use it to however you like and to however it helps.
And we want this time here to be just that. Sharing ideas, sharing things that work, like Gladys just did. That was a really, really helpful solution. And I want to jump in real quick, Linda. So, Danielle, can you give us any other resources or places to find resources for music and how folks can use music? And I'm sure that AARP has something on this as well. But I have to go back and look. But what are some places that people can use as resources to find more information?
AARP does have a few really awesome articles. But in addition, that's okay. There's so many on that website.
That's what I'm saying. Something.
Like, where do you start? But I have a book that I've used in the past with some of my older adult groups, and it's called The Joy of Music and Maturity. And it not only outlines like different music, but it gives you themes. And so it has like, for example, you could say Man on the Moon Day. All right. And it'll give some fun facts about like, when we first landed on the moon, what year was it? And then it has like prompt questions for you that you can ask your loved one. And then it has like music that might be associated with that. So maybe they're going to, sing Fly Me to the Moon, or, Moon River or something to that. So this book has themes and daily questions and then also additional activities that are associated with each theme. So I think that's a really cool resource to use. And then we already talked about New Horizons, checking that out if you're interested in joining a performing ensemble. And then, what's becoming popular right now, and depending on whether our viewers live by a college that has a music program, but now they're starting to form these awesome intergenerational choirs. And that's something that I did as part of my practicum experience when I was going to school at Florida State. So we got to conduct an intergenerational choir and also sit in and sing with them. So that was really cool. So you can maybe see if a college near you offers some kind of opportunity like that. I've got a really good book recommendation. Basically anything by Oliver Sacks. Talks about just music and the mind in general. So some of his books are just my favorite. Anything by Oliver Sacks.
And how do you spell his last name?
Sacks.
Okay, Sacks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful resources, Danielle. Thank you for sharing. And I love that you talked about the intergenerational.
Mm-hmm.
Music is a great opportunity for grandparents and grandchildren to bond, right? And create new memories together. Enjoy the old memories as well. I mean, what a wonderful, music is just so powerful. I love today's program. It was great. Thank you for sharing with us.
Oh, it's been fun talking to you.
Justine, did you have anything else?
Yes, I just want to say that if you missed any of our programs, you can go to myeldersource.org and check out any of the past programs that we've done, or to aarp.org/Jacksonville, aarp.org/Jacksonville, or myeldersource.org.
Danielle, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to toss in, if anyone's interested in learning more about music therapy, you can check out musictherapyassociation.org. And then if you're interested in learning more about what we provide in terms of music therapy services at Brooks Rehab, you can go to www.brooksrehab.org/music.
I needed music for my knees when I was there.
Yeah, there you go. Danielle, we want to thank you again for a wonderful, terrific program today. And we want to thank everyone who tuned in and enjoyed the program. We want to remind you to join us next month for Let's Do Lunch. It's the third Thursday at 12:30. And we'll see you then. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Well, give me some music on. Thank you, everyone.
Play us an exit.
I can.
I can't hear.
Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. I'll see you another time. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. Goodbye, my friends. I'll see you another time.